everyone, it's Suzi here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, well, I have some serious catch-up to do. Not only am I behind 2 dev insights, but there was one posted yesterday. So just a little bit of hype. You guys know a while back we asked you for some questions for a dev interview. We had that dev interview, so I'll be looking forward to be able to, oh god, edit. Let's not talk about how long that was. We have to edit first, but get approvals and then send. And yeah, hopefully very soon we'll get to share that conversation, some of those topics. It's huge. I'll probably post all of my dev interview with everything that I possibly can in one video. And then I'll probably do some separate videos picking out certain things to talk about in detail. There's definitely some hot topics. Holy cow, guys. So look forward to that. But for now, we have the dev insights from the past 3 weeks. So normally I don't let myself get this behind on dev insights, but I'm still gonna read it so you don't have to. Now, if you are already caught up, unlike me, I'm gonna put timestamps in this video for the start of each one. So the dev insights from July 22nd, I will start with first, then the dev insights from July 29th, and then dev insights from August 5th. So this is going to be a long video going over all of them, but watch it on 1.25 or 1.5 times speed. And I'm going to do my best to skip a lot of stuff that's mentioned that might have already been relevant to like the update that come out. Like, oh yeah, that's coming. Yep, it's here. I'm just going to skip those type of things and try to be a little bit more selective about each thing chosen. So Dev Insights, July 22nd. Let's go. Alright, so question 1, with the introduction of Malric Halls, gear dungeons being something that are limited and rare, the keys, it's very not worth the stamina to farm, as it's a lot easier than gear raid at 22 and above. For balance, maybe reduce the stamina cost to farm gear dungeons, or it's time to introduce new stages with better drops, or else it becomes a redundant feature aside from the hammers and refining crystal. Then someone else saying, change the gear drops in the dungeons in a way that only drop tier 3 gear and exclusive gear. So like just finding reasons to farm the different things, it feels irrelevant to have to farm different content now with so much, and then so much stamina to dump into each thing. They reply saying, we plan to remove the stamina consumption from the gear dungeon, in the future. Remove the stamina consumption from the gear dungeon in the future. In the meantime, the drops from gear dungeons will be increased. Players will be able to obtain more types of rewards from the dungeons, such as trial keystones. I believe that was something that was added. Yeah, that's been talked about. Right, so lots of conversation regarding the Malric Halls of Illusion. So like the runes are fun, but please let us play it more often. What? There's too much. Aren't people complaining they don't have enough time to do their keys? Okay. You created a fun game mode far better than what's been created lately, but locked it so we can't play it very often. Maybe include some runes in some of the shops, or make the rune drops more frequently. Wait, I literally... Have we not had the exact opposite feedback? That's not what I've seen. That we're literally just talking with content in the content creator dev thing today, like, anyone not have time to do all your keys because they take so long to do them all? Okay, so alright. However, this game mode also widens the gap between player rankings. Only top players can get the best runes from gear raid at 24s, and they'll be the ones collecting the benefits and making them even stronger. I think that all runes should drop the same forged materials, but give 24s better drop rates. I like that. So the reply for this one is, thank you for a suggestion. We thoroughly reviewed all the suggestions given by players. We will gradually make the following adjustments to the trial keystones in the future. Adding more fixed ways to obtain trial keystones weekly, such as the future weekly requests, various events. 2, adding trial keystones to the chests obtained from Titanic Ruins and the Drake's Chasm. And 3, the trial keystones will be made obtainable from more play modes. In the upcoming versions, trial keystones can be obtained from the Gear Dungeons and Artifact Raid. Players can also purchase trial keystones of various levels from the shop and Gear Dungeon. Obviously, we'll keep monitoring players' experience in obtaining trial keystones and continue making adjustments in the future. Our goal is for each participant to tackle Malric's ultimate challenge with delight. So, this definitely is not answering a question of, well, it takes the opposite player that complains, but it takes so long to do all the keystones. If you're farming like a crazy person, you get too many to deal with. So how do we make that process faster? For those that are full, 50 out of 50 is what I'm seeing more often than I'm seeing people complaining we don't have enough. Let me know in the comments below. But that is something that was talked about in our dev interview, so that's a topic for the future. So we'll get back to that one eventually. All right, so there is a long post here talking about a plan for an offline arena system. Interesting. Someone had a long-term vision, created something called Legacy Mode. The existing arena can be retained as a Legacy Mode primarily for newcomers and testing team comps. It would remain unchanged, but with the following adjustments: remove crystal rewards entirely, retain arena coins and other resources, and then introduce the Great Arena. This mode would provide a competitive skill-based structure with meaningful progression and rewards. It'd be a unified roster and match players of similar strength divided into leagues based on global performance. League colors would be aligned. So, unified roster meaning normalized PvP, I think they mean. So I'm not going to read all the details about their plan. This is a pretty interesting one. If you want to check it out, you could go to the dev insight yourself or pause my scroll here on the screen and read through their plan. But let's see what the reply was. They said, "Thank you for your detailed suggestions. We will carefully review them and develop an optimization plan moving forward. For now, our priority is to improve the PvP experience as quickly as possible and ensure that players at various BP stages enjoy a smooth, engaging PvP experience. Please stay tuned for further developments as we continue to refine these models." So, I mean, normalized PvP is definitely cool. There's a lot of things they can do with that, but it's definitely something to talk about for the future. All right, I'm going to stop there. This was a shorter one, so let's go on to the next. This is Dev Insights from July 29th. Again, these are a little bit shorter but more detailed, which I like to see. Of course, a popular request will be this one. The upcoming Choose Your Own Limited Hero banner is a great idea, since so many players were requesting different limited heroes. I hope you bring it back somewhat regularly for those of us who are missing multiple heroes. The reply is, "Thank you for your suggestion. Our limited free pick banner will not be set as a regular banner for now. However, it will be introduced as a special banner during major hot events." So it will be back. All right, and there were a couple comments about this derby. Oh gosh, so the first one was mentioning the derby and how laggy and weird it was. It was really hard to play that mini game. And then another here talking about hotkeys for PC. Yeah, you can't play that on PC when you have to click, 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 click. You can't have your two hands. You can't have two mouses at once. This game was definitely a mobile-only game. It was really frustrating. Or I guess if you're a PC player, you could have made your window as small as possible to try to quickly click fast, but that would still be not ideal. And that's, yeah, I don't need to read the details of those, you know. They say we will improve the gaming experience of mini games for PC platforms in the future. Which is funny because they prioritize the PC so heavily, especially because their payment platforms go better from PC. They get less fees from the app stores. They encourage PC client, with downloads and special promo codes, yet some things are clearly made for a mobile game, and that was definitely one of them. Raise your hand if you did not do the highest stages and get all your rewards. It was too frustrating. All right, a simple quality of life AI feature for these auto stuff with the games, I guess. Anora is immune to most buffs, so why can she still be targeted by them? Here's a situation. I placed two DPS characters, one of them being Anora, and a healer equipped with a set that grants an attack bonus. Neither DPS receive the bonus. Effectively wasted on Anora. This feels wrong. I guess that's the point, is if you're gonna buff someone with inspiration, you have to make sure you place that person after, and that's just the order you gotta place them. But I get it. It would be nice if people just couldn't receive certain buffs. I don't know how possible that is, but let's see. They say we have scheduled to improve the target selection of buff effect. It's expected to be implemented in September's versions. That would be some amazing AI if you're just like, this is a healer. You know, I think that's been talked about before, right? Like, this is a healer. They cannot get this buff. That's true. The game has already done that. So this healer will not get these whatever buffs to increase damage, penetration rate, or whatever, right? That they have done that in the past. I think, was it Dao Chad that got her bonuses that affected? Anyway, but yeah, it's really cool to see that, actually. It's the kind of stuff I don't always expect to be possible. All right, so this is an interesting topic that I'll hint at for some future conversation. Why did we get so many summons on Easter, but barely any on the birthday, the anniversary, right? Come on. We randomly received 28 ancients just like that, and nothing on the birthday, which feels super weird, because you'd expect something crazy in birthday, not on Easter. Yeah, there were like random gifts during Easter, and there was some big stuff, or even the Kingdom Come event. And, well, okay, let's get the reply. So compared with the timing during Easter, we prepared rich rewards for players, including a free hero skin, free artifacts, free legendary hero, and free summoning stone skin, etc. We're missing Soulstone on that list, Moonton, and you know it. But that's a hot topic for conversation, which as soon as I saw that there was no Soulstone for free, but they gave out the reset book instead, I assumed that they're valuing those things as high priority resources to give out. And they thought that if we give people the reset book, they're going to be even happier, right? They don't need the Soulstone too. Wrong. The reset book is going to sit there until I can wisely use it. That Soulstone I can use right now. You know, like, that is not the same thing. Those are two very different resources. Yes, you can use a reset book and get 3 Soulstones back from someone that you stoned that you regret, or that you got duplicates of that you don't need anymore, whatever. But it's still not the same thing, and there's no reason they can't give us both. And the topic of Soulstones will definitely come up in the dev interview. Alright, the option to review arena battles would be great, just like they're replaying in GVG. Would open the option to check if there's something going wrong in defense, and also learn it from the offense fights against interesting team comps. Thank you for your suggestion. The development of the replay feature for Arena has been completed. It will be implemented in September's version. Alrighty, so Ancient Lord or banner should highlist Lord and only Lord. It's described in the item you created. The pool now is numbered enough. We are not 2 years back ago. Now you can legitimately pull Ancient Banner with 2 lords. Don't make your scam Ancient Banner with 1 lord and a so-called powerful legendary, or 2 stop the scam. Reds are for lords. See, I completely disagree. No. No. Don't listen to this person. They're crazy. An Ancient Lord rate up banner, or an Ancient Banner, rate up 20 times, whatever, should not include 2 lords and the same rate up. Absolutely not. Because then it makes it impossible to try to target a lord you actually need. And then what? What if they put Ingrid and Twin Fiend on the same banner? How annoyed would you be if your boosted rate and your pity to get that, Lord, went to Twin Fiend instead of Ingrid? Like, no. No. Who wrote this? Slap you. Anyway, what they say here is we'll share. We already have several dual Lord raid-up banners in the past, such as Gon and Laya, Twin Fiend and Laya, and Torador and Ivar. These combinations are designed to offer a rich experience. Moving forward, we'll continue to introduce dual... No! No! Literally the opposite. Player base. See the poop emote and the thumbs down emote? That is for this comment. Oh my god, I hope someone's listening. I feel like I gotta be like, no. Please, if you guys agree, let me know in the comments below about this question number 10 from July 29th. Do not put two lords on the same banner. It makes it impossible to target the ones you want. If you agree, let me know in the comments below. I want to make sure I send this conversation I'm having right now with your screenshots of your comments to my contact to be like, please don't do what this thing says. Okay, rant over. Now for the new one, guys. We're really updated now. This is only from yesterday. I'm not that behind anymore. Kidding, not kidding. Okay, let's take a look at the dev team's replies. Alrighty, ready. Let's go. Reduce Eris cost from 26 to 22. Can you lower his cost? 26 is way too high. I forgot he costs that much. I don't use him. Oh my god. We'll make improvements to Eris in the coming versions, including his deployment cost. So Eris deployment costs going down. I think I would be so annoyed if I did use him. That's way too much. I like him though. I've seen him be amazing. Alright, so extend the summon rewards beyond 40,000 summons so that players who have exceeded this limit can still get some additional rewards. Thanks for your suggestion. We have already such a plan. We will extend the rewards beyond 40,000th summon. Oh my god. And add some unique rewards to players that earn a sizable returns for continuing summons. I think I'm at like 24,000. I've got a ways to go. Okay, this is an interesting hot topic. Some people are like, let me purchase more. Other people are like, don't have this at all. So selling a bundle like this is insane. You expect players to pull for Valara and now sell one soulstone. Change the purchase limit from 1 to 5. And they reply saying the legendary soulstone's a precious item in the game. We've always been treating the drops of legendary soulstones very carefully, which is why we will be making some limitations to the purchase. Or just don't put it out for purchase at all and give us a free one for an anniversary event that should have given us a free one anyway. That's a crazy idea. Who would have thought of it? That's one of the biggest contentions I think right now is that even though there's login rewards and some cool stuff like the normal shops, the event doesn't feel special. It just feels like another, okay, cool, there's events happening that always happen. There's a new limited hero. Okay, cool. Those are every month now. I'm sure this month there'll be another limited hero. Like, every month there's a new limited hero now. Or there's a new limited event. And the anniversary event didn't feel like an anniversary event. Right? Right. At least give us a dang soulstone. On top of the reset book. The reset book makes... That's the special prize because it's a once-a-year event. But still give us a frickin' soulstone. Anyway. Alright, save gear for Semra when? Titanic Ruins. They say thanks for the suggestion. We will implement the save gear feature for weekly guild boss in the next version update. Yay! I mean, it doesn't really matter for me. I've got both of those on full auto so far. But when there's future versions, I would like for that to already exist so I can grind really hard and try really hard, but like do it, succeed that one time and not have to always make sure my gear is perfect, right? That's the goal now. With so much content in the game now, we need that. They keep adding new and more content, more and more things to do. They need to make those things easier, so quality of life is really important. Okay, this is actually fun. So you could add a skip option to farming phases like XP, gold, equipment, artifacts, It would be nice to be able to simply skip 10 phases instead of spending hours farming inactively. This would make progression simpler. So yeah, I've played games that have skip tickets you just instantly finish, like idle RPGs usually, or other games like this that become a lot. Like Marvel Strike Force, you have a limited amount, but like you can just sweep 10 instant, okay, boom, I just grabbed 10 rounds of farming for this gear piece, upgrade piece that I need. Boom, instant done. Now, that is not good for the beginning of a game that's meant to be interactive like this was, but now that we're on year 2 and we have so much content, some things with instant clears is very acceptable, in my opinion, and should definitely be encouraged. They reply saying relevant info will be included in the face-to-face developer event, which we had today, which will be introduced by us in the future. Please stay tuned to in-game notices as well as the announcement info and info published from unofficial media. So face-to-face with developers event, meaning the interview the content creators had with developers, I think is what they mean. But we will be posting about that, all that stuff. And yes, this was a topic. So this was an interesting conversation and lots of fun stuff to reveal. Okay, let's see what this one's about here. So, okay, I noticed lately most things truly endgame. When struggling to complete it or max it more, people are saying you need more HP on your DPS. And I say no, absolutely not. If I need more HP on my DPS, then you have designed the content poorly. Here's why I say this. The most coveted DPS pieces are attack main stats with 4 DPS substats. So if I have perfect DPS pieces, but I can't use them, why are they so rare to be and coveted, right? Don't give me that crap about use one of them and the rest make sure there's HP. Hard content does not and should not require more HP on DPSs. You release a gem system, focus on us doing everything in our power to craft and enhance these perfect pieces, so what the fuck? I propose if you want to make things hard, then do it, but requiring subpar gear on our DPS to get more HP is a trash design. I propose that you test said content with DPS's endgame for subpar gear and see if you can survive before releasing it. No HP on DPSs. I actually really like that. That's a very good point. And I completely agree. Why should we have to make our DPSs tanky? That's defeating the purpose of them being a glass cannon. And if you want to get the best damage gear in the game possible, and then you can't use it like they said, then what's the point of that? Like, that's very true. So they say, as we design future stages and heroes, we hope players can experience the fun of tower defense through various aspects of strategies rather than sheer focus on the competition of damage output. The challenge of survival is among one of the rather common mechanics and funs. We hope we will keep on introducing some heroes and progression systems that focus on solving these challenges. Yeah, I kind of like this idea though. I have to admit, like, if you're trying to chase the perfect pieces and then you get them, but then you can't use them in the hardest content, then you just wasted all your efforts for what? When you actually do get those prized possession pieces. But I guess, and the argument is, at least it makes more pieces of gear relevant. If you have HP percentage, or even some defense sometimes, it's not the worst thing in the world. But I feel like the super end game, if the goal is to get perfect gear for heroes, and that's part of the end game goals, don't render those pieces that are considered perfect now useless. I guess it just depends, as long as there's content that is relevant, where you can build true glass cannon attackers because the support units are enough. Alright, so a question here was actually a question in our dev interview as well. I know it's still early with tacticians, but I want to throw it out there. It'd be nice if they ride different mounts and aren't exclusively on horseback. It would open up a lot of unique style options for them as a whole. They say we will add more forms to the tacticians in the future. And yes, that is something that comes up. We do talk about the tacticians in the dev interview. So yeah, August 5th, this was yesterday. And there you go, dev insights. I am horribly late to the party, but hopefully those chapters helped you get to where you needed to go. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you guys are having better luck than I did for some of those summons. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video.